Well, well. Holy shit. Um Poirier versus Dan Hooker. The Diamond versus the Hangman. Kakatapos lang na just a few minutes ago. I'm doing this video para fresh na fresh pa rin sa akin. It's one of the best fights that you'll ever watch in the UFC. So let's get it on. Okay, so before we start, this is the Powerful Komiksman podcast, Komiksman Daily, and please like and subscribe and hit the bell so that you can get notified whenever I do new videos. I just do commentaries on this channel. The podcast is separate kasi may mga ano doon, may mga guest ako. This one is solo and hopefully much shorter. Okay? So, I wanna talk about specific topics kaya ako ginawa itong Komiksman Daily aside from the podcast where sometimes hindi mo makontrol kung saan yung takbo ng usapan. So, right now I am talking about Poirier versus Hooker. To those who have been following the podcast, they would know that I am a huge MMA fan, and especially the UFC. So I really follow. Well, there are fans more hardcore than I am kasi sometimes I watch ang pinapanood ko na lang minsan yung main card. Yung iba pinapanood mula dun sa early prelims and they really know yung mga kahit yung mga hindi pa masyadong kilala, kumbaga they could tell they could track the progress of everybody's or nearly everybody's career. Ako mostly main event fighters lang yung nasusundan ko na talaga. Unless makarating ka dun sa main event. Or sometimes yung iba hindi. But anyway, itong si Dan Hooker, siya ang bagong challenger. Well, hindi to title fight to begin with. Okay, although Poirier, this guy is had been a title contender. So he recently fought Khabib for the title, which is unfortunately hindi siya nanalo. But this fight, man, sobrang lupit. If you are a fan of fighting, it's unfortunate I don't want to show mga clips kasi UFC is notorious in flagging and blocking content as in total block. So wag na natin pakita yung mga clips. So I just want to share my thoughts about how awesome this fight was. So for the first 2 rounds, grabe. These two guys, these are two of the most durable athletes in the UFC. Okay, so pangmatagalan talaga yan. Tried and tested. Pero dito sa laban na to, second round pa lang, pagod na sila dahil sa sobrang lupit ng mga sobrang lakas ng mga suntok. Mostly stand up ang nangyari dun sa first 2 rounds. And third round, I think nagkaroon ng doon na nagsimulang magkaroon ng grappling. Pero yung mga combinations na pinakawalan ni Poirier, kala ko nga kala ko nga babagsak na tong si Dan Hooker eh. And it's just amazing how these two were able to withstand yung mga nangyari, yung mga tama na ginawa nila para sa isa't isa. So let's check the stats. Okay, so total strikes 200. So 5 round fight to, and unanimous decision winner si Dustin Poirier. But nakikita ko dun sa mga honestly, hindi ko na sobrang nag-enjoy ako, hindi na ako nag-score. Okay, hindi na ako nag-score sa laban na to. So, for me, kahit sino na lang manalo, masaya na ako kasi both of them are so deserving of the fight. Pero I think towards the end, I think tama yung decision kasi yung dalawang rounds na sinasabi ng mga tao that went for Dan Hooker. I think so sobrang kasi parehas na silang spent on the second round pa lang eh. So that means effective sila parehas on the strikes that they delivered. And if that's the case, then you can say na na parang pwedeng kahit sino sa kanila can get the round. And apparently most madami, or at least some of the of those who were tweeting that nagla-live tweet kasi yung ibang fighters eh, tapos pina-flash nila sa screen, so they were choosing Dan Hooker. Pero for me, toss up talaga eh. And besides, hindi I was so so thrilled watching. Hindi na talaga ako nag-score. Usually ganun naman ginagawa ko eh, kasi I'm not there to score. I'm there to enjoy the fights. Okay, so eto, nag-reflect naman sa mga eto, total strikes 208, landed 72%. So that's 208, 72% siya ng 289. So mas malaki significantly than 182 of 283 ng mga strikes ni Dan Hooker. Although mas malaki, mas lamang siya sa significant strikes, which is so I suppose mga jabs yung madami dito sa total strikes ni Dustin. But okay lang kasi yung yung effectiveness, makikita mo talaga. Kala ko ilang beses nang babagsak on both fighters. And there was a time that Dustin Poirier was able to get an armbar. I think nakuha niya yung armbar eh. At saka nakuha niya rin yung nakakuha rin siya ng guillotine. May mga submission attempt siya. Ilan yun? Meron siyang guillotine. Yun nga lang, it was on the later rounds already. Kaya hindi na ganun ka effective dahil slippery na yung katawan nila dahil pawisan na sila at saka may dugo. So they were able Dan Hooker was able to get out of those holds. Pero meron pang isang nalimutan ko yung tawag doon eh. Omoplata yata. And putya, mukhang pag pinanood mo masakit talaga eh. And it's amazing. I think na I'm not an expert in jiu-jitsu, pero I think na nakuha niya at one point na hyperextend niya yung kamay ni Dan Hooker. And it's just resilience and training and badassery on his end, kaya niya na survive yun. Any other man who are not at this parang level ng toughness sa mga UFC fighters na to would have tapped immediately. But well, it was war. And if you are a fight fan, or if you wanna get to know the UFC, if you don't watch it, I would recommend this fight to be one of the first fights to watch kung gusto mong ma-appreciate ang UFC or MMA in particular. Hindi siya, it's just as good as the classics. The classics, John Jones versus Gustafsson, tawag ito, Hendo versus Shogun Rua, yung mga ganyang level. Ang personal na favorite ko is Gaethje versus Eddie Alvarez. Grabe, kumbaga parang yan, yung mga Lawler versus tawag dito Rory McDonald, yung mga ganon. Ganon ka-intense to. And ang kulang lang ay yung crowd kasi they are fighting in an empty, well, not empty kasi may mga nandun yung team nila. So pero walang crowd, walang audience. Hindi siya ginawa sa sa stadium like the usual UFC events because of the pandemic, and they are doing all of their events for now until Fight Island, sa isang facility sa Las Vegas, sa Apex Center. And walang audience doon, walang gate. So it's just parang maliit, hindi naman, parang middle-sized na gym ang itsura nung ano nila. Tsaka mas maliit ng konti yung octagon doon. Pero kung nagkataon na merong crowd doon, I'm sure it would have been crazy, and yung mga sigawan would be thunderous. So yun, I highly recommend you guys watching this. Let me know what you think about this fight. If you are a UFC fan, let me know para magkukwentuhan tayo about UFC on this channel. Okay, one of the things that I love talking about is this shit. Okay, so speaking of Fight Island kanina, so we are anticipating this event. Dapat ang kalaban niya dito si Masvidal dito, pero that's another story. Gilbert Burns is fighting the champ, si Kamaru Usman, on Fight Island, literal Fight Island. Dahil sa pandemic, the UFC has secured an actual island in Abu Dhabi, apparently. Nung una, hindi pa nila sinasabi kung saan So, basta Fight Island lang yun. Pero ngayon, sinabi na nila nasa Abu Dhabi at naggawa sila ng facility doon para makapag-continue sila ng mga live events, live fights, even during the pandemic. So, it was great. Tuloy ang ligaya pagdating sa MMA. And hindi to nagawa ng ibang mga leagues, ng NBA, the UFC were the first to come up to return with the live audience less than a month after the lockdown started. So kudos to Dana White specifically and the rest of the UFC. Masaya ang fight community. Okay, so eto, kailan ba to? July 12. So that's 2 weeks from now. Grabe ang ano nito, ang lineup ng card. Just check it out. Holy shit, Volkanovski versus Holloway. Aldo versus Peter Yan. Damn, Rose Namajunas versus Jessica Andrade 2. Diyos ko po. Van Zandt versus Rivas. Oh my God. Okay, so huwag na nating pahabain ulit. So let's see. I'm gonna come up with another video today. Watch out for that. Like, share, comment. Let's discuss. Let's build a Komiksman community here. That's it. Maraming salamat. Paalam.